Hi everybody, welcome back to Tween Tuesday. I'm Miss Cindy and I'm still coming to you live from my house. Today, Tween Tuesday is going to be about making stress balls. I'm going to show you how to make 3 different kinds of stress balls with materials and things that you might already have around your house. You can make all 3, you can make 1, you can make whichever one strikes your fancy. My hope is that you'll find one that you really want to make and make it. So let's go! Okay, so we are going to start with the easiest one today, which is the Orbeez stress ball. So for this, what you're going to need is a water bottle, or any kind of bottle, a balloon, scissors, and water beads. You don't need very many. You probably only will need about a cup. I made way too many because I have a problem with measuring, but that's alright. They're always fun to play with. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a funnel out of this water bottle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut carefully this top part. And you might need a grown-up for this, and that's fine. And this will serve as our funnel. It's nice and wide, so it can let the Orbeez pass through. So we're going to take our balloon. I'm using a pretty pink one today. And we're going to, whoops. Okay, we're going to stretch it over the bottle opening like this. And then just using your hands, try not to make a mess. You're going to start pouring in Orbeez. They're not going to want to go in at first, so you're going to have to kind of push them in one by one. Towards the end, it gets a little bit harder, so what I like to do is I like to put in just a few at a time this time, maybe this many, and as I push it down, I pull it with the other hand so it's below the neck, and then I kind of pinch it so that I only let one in and then pinch it, and then I let one in and I pinch it. Keep doing that. It makes it a lot easier to get them in towards the end there. Just fill it until it's about as big as your hand. So that depends on how big your hands are. I would say probably this is a good size for me, so I'm going to stop here. So we're going to carefully start pulling our balloon out. Still pinching the edge. I'm going to make a knot. Just a very basic knot will work. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight. And there you have it, your Orbeez stress ball. Okay guys, we're going to get started on our second balloon stress ball. For this, you're going to need the funnel that we made earlier, a balloon, flour, some sort of a measuring cup or a spoon to scoop the flour out with, and optionally, a chopstick. You'll see why a chopstick is a good idea later on. So we're going to start this one same way as we did the last one, the Orbeez one. We're going to stretch it over the bottle opening right here. And we're going to open our flour. I'm doing this inside because it's rainy today, but if you're going to do this, probably make sure that you're somewhere that can easily get cleaned up, like the kitchen, the bathroom, or outside. So we're going to scoop, and I'm going to scoop just a little bit at a time. And carefully, see, I'm already making a little bit of a mess here. Let's start with a much smaller scoop. Now, see how it's not going all the way in? What you're going to use the chopstick for is just kind of poke. You're not going to poke the balloon. You're just kind of opening the entrance so that the flour gets in a little better without getting stuck. And giving it a good shake is probably not a bad idea either. See, it all went in a lot faster that way. So we're just going to keep going. This one is probably not going to be as big as our Orbeez one. It's okay that it's a little bit small. So again, we're going to carefully, and this one is a lot easier to be messy with, so make sure you're being extra careful. So again, we're going to carefully start to pull it from the, oh, and I see some of it wants to come back a little bit. Okay. Like I said, this one's the messy one. So what I do is I like to kind of open it a little bit. Whoop! This is why I said do it somewhere where you can easily clean up. So actually, I have a little bit left on the top that I'm trying to get rid of. So we're going to take our balloon, we're going to tie a knot just like we did before. And this one, unlike the Orbeez one, it's a lot stiffer, it's a lot firmer, and it will hold its shape a little better. So if you squeeze it, you can still see that it left the prints in there. Alright guys, I'm going to clean up this mess and then I will be back to show you guys how to make stress ball number 3. Okay, everything looks good as new and we are ready to start on stress ball number 3. For this, you're going to need cornstarch, water, which is not pictured, a balloon, the funnel that you used before, and a spoon. Now, if you watched the first stay-at-home science episode with Miss Allyee, you'll know that what we're making today is oobleck. Oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid made by mixing equal parts cornstarch and water. I've already made some. If you want to learn more about it, please head over and watch that video. It's really fun. She shows you how to make it, different ways to make it, and the science behind it. So what we're going to do is, same as before, we're going to stretch our balloon right over the opening. Now the oobleck can get a little messy, so keep that in mind. Probably not as bad as the flour though. I'm doing this so that I can pour it from a nice pourable container like this measuring cup, because it will make it a lot easier. And we're going to start pouring. Now the key to oobleck is to pour slowly, because fast movement is what's going to make it act like a solid. But slow movement means that it'll act like a liquid. So just give it some time. It might also help to kind of stretch out the balloon a little bit, pull it down. There you go. And you're going to make sure to take your time on this. If you rush through it, it's just going to be a big old mess and you're not going to get a stress ball, you're just going to get stress. Alright, I think that's good enough. Just like with the flour one, this one's going to be smaller, and you do have to be very careful when you take it off of the funnel that we made. So we're just going to grab, and I already see that some of it wants to come up. No worries. If there's extra, it can go back in the container, and you can just play with it. If you haven't seen Miss Allie's stay-at-home science video, then I'm going to give you this tip right now, which is if you want to get rid of oobleck because you're done playing with it or it got dirty and kind of gross, and let me make sure to put this over here. There we go. You should never ever pour it down the sink. What you're going to want to do instead is just let it dry. It is just cornstarch and water. So once the water dries, it's back to being just cornstarch, and you can dust it away or sweep it up. Alright, so our little messy oobleck ball. Let's clean up here. And this one, kind of like the flour, is stiffer than the Orbeez bowl. But unlike the flour, it doesn't keep its shape. Because of the liquid part of the non-Newtonian fluid, means you're going to do it, you're going to squeeze it, and it's going to hold firm. But when you let it go, it will go back to its original shape. Okay, easy peasy, right? So today we made 3 stress balls. I have my Orbeez stress ball, which might be my favorite one, but I'm not sure. We have our Oobleck stress ball, which I also really enjoy. And we have our flower stress ball, which is a little bit stiffer, but also really, really nice. Still though, I think the Orbeez might be my favorite. If you make any today and you have a favorite, please, please send it to me. I would love to know what you're making. You can send any pictures or even just write me a little note and show me what you've done. Tell me what you've been doing. You can send it all to me at this address right here. Perfect. I would love to hear from you. Until then, I will see you next Tuesday for more Tween Tuesday. Maybe another craft, maybe another activity. Who knows? Just tune in, find out. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.